How's it going, y'all? Today's video is a virtual tour of Lone Tree, Colorado, one of the nicest, one of the most complete suburbs in the entire Denver metropolitan area. Very excited to share this one with you. Take a look around, commercial core, and this is one of like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 commercial cores. Lone Tree, Colorado, let's go. How's it going, y'all? Jesse Lynch here with the hardest working real estate team in the game. Welcome to Denver. But this YouTube channel is all about helping you find a place to call home here in the beautiful Denver metropolitan area, the Front Range, you know, Colorado. And that's whether you're buying a house for the first time or relocating here from a different city, state, country, planet. First-time home buyers, relocations, that's what we do, and that's what we do better than anybody else. So if either of those things appeal to you, do us both a favor, subscribe to the channel, click that little bell to get notified, give the video a thumbs up, and I don't know, leave a comment of any sort at all. I would appreciate that very, very much. And as always, if you're thinking about moving here to where we're talking today, Lone Tree, or just in general, the Denver metropolitan area, the Front Range, do whatever you can to get a hold of us. Go to our website, welcometodenver.co, or shoot us an email at info@welcometodenver.co. And while you're at it, maybe go hang out, go follow us on Instagram. Again, welcometodenver.co. And we promise we will take the absolute best care of you. This is what we do, and this is what we do better than anybody else. Right now I'm at Park Meadows Mall. It's actually a very, very nice mall. Some beautiful views of the Front Range, and yeah, it's huge. There's a ton of stuff here. I'm not even gonna dig into all the stuff that's here. You can check it for yourself. Today's video, virtual tour of Lone Tree, Colorado. Lone Tree is very nice. A lot of y'all are super, I know a lot of y'all are gonna enjoy it, so I'm excited to show you. Let's get into it now. All right, y'all, as you see here, this is Bluffs Regional Park. That's Bluffs Trail. Basically, just on the other side of that is like beautiful views of the Front Range. Obviously, we're kind of shrouded. We can't see it right here because we're kind of down, but the beautiful views are something that occur like all throughout Lone Tree at different points, you know, as you sort of peak a certain, I don't know, taller hill within Lone Tree, you get these beautiful, beautiful views. And yeah, they just seem like they go on forever. And that is a pretty doable trail. It's a Sunday afternoon right now, and you know, there are families. You can walk up to the top and get some beautiful views. It's a kind of like crisp but sunny and pretty nice 40-degree winter day here in Lone Tree. And yeah, fun fact, Lone Tree's motto is, it's a great day to be in Lone Tree, and I would agree with that today. Lone Tree is a suburb pretty far to the south of the Denver metropolitan area. You're maybe 30 to 35 minutes from downtown and maybe 30 minutes to the airport. The boundaries are: to the north you have Centennial, to the east you have Meridian, to the south you have more or less Castle Pines. It's a little more complicated than that. It's not just Castle Pines, it's Douglas County as a whole, but for sure Castle Pines is just right to the south. And then to the west you have Highlands Ranch, which if you haven't watched a video on yet, you should, because it's great. The population here in Lone Tree is the 54th largest in the state, which is not huge, but the population comes in around 13,000, and that number has grown by 29% in the last 10 years, which that number is pretty impressive. Actually, I'm gonna walk this way, a little more path. I love this. I love how Denver, the Denver Metro does this, specifically Lone Tree does a great job. Just these parks within little neighborhoods, it's just nice, you know, and you can walk this trail very far. You could actually walk to some commercial and, you know, take the trail, walk all the way up the bluffs, and yeah, get a great view of some mountains and, I don't know, do some shopping all in one go. Hard to be mad at that. According to niche.com, Lone Tree is ranked the #5 best suburb for young professionals in all of Colorado and ranked the 10th best suburb to live in all of Colorado. Those are pretty high marks. As far as the schools are concerned, overall the schools here get an A. Great schools. Who can be mad at that? You are largely served by the Douglas County School District, which that school district gets an A-, but the schools here in Lone Tree get an A, just because I would say the best schools in Douglas County, or a lot of them, serve this Lone Tree area. It is ranked 4th best school district in all of Colorado for athletes. I think I said athletes really weird, so apologies there. And specifically, you're gonna get Highlands Ranch High School, which gets an A-. For middle schools, you have Crest Hill Middle, which gets an A, and you have Wildcat Elementary, Lone Tree, Eagle Ridge, all of which get an A-. Acres Green Elementary School gets a B+. And as far as home prices are concerned, median list price is $750, median sale price is $700. That doesn't exactly square up to me in my brain, but you know, that's what the numbers say currently. I don't think that's really true, but maybe some people are you know, just pricing too high, and those are sitting around for too long. I don't know, because stuff is definitely selling here. So the idea that it goes on the market at $750 and then you can offer $7, that's not really how it works. But statistically, median list price $750, sale price $700. So take that with a grain of salt. And as it stands currently, the barrier for entry to get into Lone Tree is fairly expensive. The cheapest single family home on the market right now is $688,000. So like right by that median sale price. And of course, that goes all the way up to $2.4 million currently on the market. There are definitely more expensive homes than that here, but not always on the market. And as far as condos and townhomes are concerned, the cheapest townhome on the market right now is $430,000, and the most expensive is $760,000. The rental to ownership ratio is actually pretty high in terms of rentals, higher than you would think walking around here. It's 60% owners and 40% renters, which obviously that favors ownership, but I think this feels like an area that would be more like an 80-20 ratio, just based on like the housing stock that's available, the types of houses that are around. But yeah, I don't know. And the average household income here is $174. Keep in mind that's average, not median. So there are definitely going to be some folks who make a lot of money who are dragging that average up. That makes sense? But all right, let me show you around. 'Tis a great day to be in Lone Tree. Let's go. Y'all, first things first, let me just give a big shout out to Very Small Snowman, and then extra big shout out to Even Smaller Snowman. I'm a big fan. We are in Cook Creek Park right now here in Lone Tree. Really beautiful park. We got a water park behind us, complete with pretty legit slide situations. There's walking trails. I'm on a little bridge right now. It's pretty cool. And it's very, very nice. These trails kind of go behind a bunch of houses and pretty far to where there's tennis courts and kind of a lot of other offerings within this park. And basically these trails connect right up to Sweetwater Park, which is just like another green space. And you can see here, there's this sign, which they do here, which is nice. 4.86 miles, and here's kind of all the different spots that you can walk. So it's pretty cool. The Lone Tree Hub is that way. If we walk that way, there's the Lone Tree Arts Center, which is 1.61 miles away, Lone Tree Golf Course, which is 1 mile away, and then the Cook Creek Pool and Tennis Court is pretty much right where we are right now. But anyways, we're not talking about these trails. Maybe we are a little bit. We're talking pros and cons of living here in Lone Tree. And yeah, what are those? What are the good things? What's the bad? You know, I would say first things first, you probably know what I'm about to say. First pro, schools. Schools here are great. An A on average. That's pretty good. That's about as good as it gets. So for sure, those great schools are gonna be drawing a lot of people here. And then it's interesting how great schools impact an area, just like everything sort of follows suit, right? Where good schools are, so too will be suburban amenities. Pretty much always, and pretty much always nice houses. So, okay, anyways, next pro is, I mean, all of the suburban amenities and staples that one could ever, truly ever ask for. I mean, it has pretty much all of the stores. And there's, again, earlier we were at the mall, there's even a mall. So I think it fully checks the suburban amenity list off. Next pro, number 3, is going to be just this great outdoor space. Denver does it well overall, but some places are better than others. I think the green space, the park space here in Lone Tree is some of the best as far as suburbs within the Denver metro. It may pale in comparison to like Golden and Boulder or Evergreen, but those are not really the same thing. Those are right by the mountains. So if you want that mountain lifestyle, those are great. But if you know, more standard suburbanism, this is it. And the park spaces here are really great as well. Next pro for me is going to be very slick access to not only Denver, which again is like 30-35 minutes to downtown Denver, but just the whole front range. You're 35 minutes to Denver, you're 50 minutes to Boulder, which doesn't really make sense, but that's what it is. It's you go around Denver. So 50 minutes to Boulder, and then also 50 minutes to Colorado Springs. So if maybe you're a couple, maybe one of you is military or wants to be in Colorado Springs for job purposes or whatever, and then one of you maybe works in tech or something like that, then cool. This could be the most perfect spot because you're 35 minutes to Denver, where, you know, there's tons of tech. Boulder also has tons of tech, and then, you know, 50 minutes to Colorado Springs. So, you know, I would say that location alone and kind of the uniqueness of the accessibility of this location to all of those things could appeal to a certain group of people where they're like, oh, that's perfect. That is the perfect situation. And then last but not least is going to be just the houses here. The houses here are really great, and they're generally pretty new. So you're not dealing with like, you know, decrepit old pipes and infrastructure and that kind of thing, which in fairness, I like old stuff, so I'm not hating on it. But yeah, nonetheless, if you just don't want to deal with that, cool, you don't have to. This is pretty much everything here is going to be, you know, relatively new. I would say at least post 1978, which is when asbestos and lead-based paint basically got outlawed. So wipe those things, you know, off your concern list here for sure. And not only are they new, but they're nice, they're big, they have big yards, and yeah, they're very much like for the modern family, you know, with big old basements, and probably the average house here is probably 4 bedrooms, if I had to guess, if not even more than that. But then with that large house, relatively new house, sort of ultimate suburbia vibe, you're going to have higher than median home prices. Again, median sale price is around $700, so that's not exactly cheap, but for what you get, pretty decent for the Colorado Metro. I think being a little further out kind of saves a little bit of money. If these same houses were, you know, 15 minutes from downtown, then they would be considerably more expensive. If they were in Boulder, watch out. I don't even know, probably 1.5 million for these same houses in Boulder, something like that. Depends on where it is, And so you have you know, high house prices, and also, you know, statistically speaking, the cost of living here is fairly high. So you're talking just higher than median cost of living. But one thing that sort of provides some relief with that is that the average household income is pretty high, 175,000 for average household income. So, you know, and then I guess for me, the last cons, any cons beyond that are just going to be because it is suburbia. So it's a little boring, a little bland, but that's kind of how we like our suburbs, right? That's like, I don't know, that's kind of what we're looking for. You know, quiet. You know, you can go for a walk. Your kids can go for a walk or rollerblade like these kids are over here, and generally not be bothered. So yeah, I think that's it. That's the only cons I have, is that it's a suburb, which is kind of obvious, you know, and that's kind of expensive, but it's not even that bad. 50K higher than the median home price of the whole Denver metro area. That's not too shabby. And yeah, all right, let's go for a drive, shall we? All right, friends, right now I'm in a neighborhood that I think does a pretty good job of summing up what Lone Tree has to offer. I almost just fell. Good for me. But this is maybe on the nicer end, but that's not to say that there's not even more high-end, even like gated communities here. But these homes are definitely very, very nice. We're talking probably 3,000 to 4,000 square feet and probably built within the last 20 years. Very nice, well-maintained roads, and well, not plowed that well actually, but that's kind of a theme in a lot of the suburbs in Denver, is the plows don't really have to work that hard because it turns into a 40-degree day shortly thereafter and it all starts to melt. But these, you know, these neighborhoods are really nice, and these houses are very, very nice. They're just like of a certain quality that some of y'all I know are going to be looking for. And just a livability, all the space. You get a nice big basement where you can entertain, you know, maybe you have kids, maybe the kids can have sleepovers down there, whatever, ping pong table, whatever. That's just personal childhood dream. Didn't have one, always wanted one. But if you like what you see here in Lone Tree, then a few other spots I would recommend you checking out. The first one that comes to mind is Highlands Ranch. And for one, like same high school, right? Really similar in a lot of ways. Great outdoor spaces, beautiful homes, and the great schools. So Highlands Ranch definitely comes to mind. Centennial comes to mind. Centennial is going to be a little cheaper, a little, I don't know, a little more generic-y. I don't know. It's pretty generic here. It's a pretty standard suburb here, but Centennial's like, I don't know, maybe just cheaper is like the word that sort of sums it up. And again, Centennial, you're going to have access to some very good schools, although not every school in Centennial is going to be top-notch. So depending on where you are, just make sure that the school that you're going to does the trick for you and your family and your kids. Next one that comes to mind is going to be Greenwood Village. Greenwood Village is really nice, probably even like a little fancier, a little nicer. Not that this isn't nice, but like a little more bougie. That's the word I'm looking for. Bougie. There's a dog and I can tell it. That dog is not going to like me. So I'm just turning around. Greenwood Village is just a very nice spot. And there's even like equestrian sort of style homes, like almost ranches within Greenwood Village. Again, just super nice and excellent schools. Littleton comes to mind as well as another spot to check out. Really, really good schools, highly rated schools. And one thing that Littleton has that you're not gonna find here is kind of like a quaint downtown area. A little more of a coziness in Littleton, but then again, potential for like the ranch, right? Or the equestrian home. So yeah, I think if you like what you see here, but maybe you just want more options, then definitely check out those spots. And as always, you know, we'll help you figure this out. But hopefully these videos are getting you, most of the way there, or at least part of the way there in your head. And then when you reach out to us, which we absolutely implore you to do, you can go to our website, welcometodenver.co. You can email us at info@welcometodenver.co, and both ways of contacting us lead to the same spot. But when you reach out to us, we'll help you, walk through this. What are you looking for? What's your lifestyle need? What does your family, if you have one, need? If it's just you, if it's just a couple, it's cool. We work with all sorts of people, and we're pretty good at helping y'all get to exactly where you want to be. These videos, that's the whole idea, is to at least get you most of the way there. So then when you talk with us, then okay, cool, now we can have this pretty legitimate discussion, because you're kind of speaking the same language, you're on the same page, you've seen a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. And yeah, hopefully we eventually have every single suburb in every single neighborhood in the Colorado Front Range just on lock, and we have great virtual tours on everything. So as always, as you exit the video, please do so safely. Subscribe to the channel, click that bell to get notified so you can see all these videos we're putting out. Give the video a thumbs up, and leave any comment at all in the comment section. We'd appreciate that very much. We did it, y'all. Lone Tree, Colorado, virtual tour in the books. See y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.